What's up, guys? Okay, as a small business owner, I'm going to give you my opinion from my experience on what to avoid and what to possibly invest in if you're looking to start your own small business from home. We'll make this a series with different things, what type of business to get into, what to do with the money you make, how to set up your tax ID, your license, whether to do an LLC or other options. But first, let me explain my small business. First of all, I've had how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 small businesses that I've owned from home. Only one of them is still active and successful. The other 3 were failures. Well, one of the other ones I sold it out and made my money back that I invested, but I don't know the exact statistics, but small businesses fail way more often than they succeed. I have a small business. Me and my wife started 4 years ago, called Central Mississippi Accessories. We buy in bulk truck accessories and then sell them individually online, through eBay, and through Facebook Marketplace. We used to do Craigslist. We don't mess with that anymore. Now we've kind of slacked off on eBay because of, the sellers are starting to get scammed a lot on eBay now. So we've backed away from eBay for the most part, and we strictly do local sales. And we've narrowed our market down to a particular item that we get the most return and profit on. We used to do, like retail stuff. We had a retail license through a local truck accessory warehouse that carries, like 400 brands of stuff. And we were, for example, we were selling WeatherTech mats on Marketplace. And we'd take an order for, say, this truck here, 2012 Ford F350. They want black WeatherTech mats front and rear. Before we even bought them, we'd have them sold. Then we go pick up the mats from the warehouse. We usually pick up, about 10 orders at a time. And customers either meet us somewhere, or we deliver, pick up in the area, whatever, or they come to us. And, we were making, like 10, 15 bucks a set profit. Well, for the amount of time we were having to do it, it wasn't worth the amount of time. The profit wasn't worth it. So we figured out, we got out of the retail game, and we stuck to buying truck toolboxes in bulk. We buy and sell about 100 a month. We buy dent and scratch toolboxes from local auctions, warehouses, truck accessory stores, businesses that are going out of business. We buy a lot of their inventory. We don't venture off into other stuff. We're not going to buy a bulk load of women's makeup or baby diapers or toys or anything like that. We're not. We found out what works for us, and that's what we're sticking to. So that's one of my first pieces of advice. Don't get too far out there to where you're trying to dip into 10 different markets. Find one that you want to focus on and stick to it. When we started this, my wife knew nothing about truck accessories. Now she knows just as much as I do. If there's a customer that talks to her, she knows about toolboxes. She knows the sizes, what they fit in, high profile, low profile, the colors, where the keys are, how to get new keys made if we don't have any, how to fix a dent, how to research the retail value of them. And we like I said, we buy and sell about 100 a month. Profit margin for us is for every dollar we spend, our goal is to make $3 to $4 back. So if we buy 100 boxes at $70 a piece, because we have to buy all of them at once, and you have to have the cash on hand for this. So if we pay $7,000 for a load of 100 boxes, and then we know what they're worth. Retail on them is usually about $600 on brand new toolboxes. These are truck toolboxes I'm talking about, not like toolboxes that go in your garage. These are the ones that go in the back of your truck. We always sell at about half retail. We always advertise at 50% off retail or better. So at 50% off retail, we're going to list them at $300. Local pickup only, must come to us, or we'll meet you somewhere within 15-20 miles of our home, which is also our business address. And so we look at that, we say we spend $7,000 on the load. We're going to sell for $300 a box. Let's just say half that load sells for $300 a box, because we'll push them for $300 a piece for the first 3 weeks. We won't come off that price, we stick to it. Then we might have 15-20 boxes left over in the last week of the month. Before we get new inventory, we need to clear that out. So we'll drop the price to $250 or $200 per box, which is still a good profit margin for us, still a good buy for the customer, and we'll knock those out. So let's just say on average, if you average all of them out, it's about $250 a box. So that's, you know, $25,000 for 100 boxes. So we turn, you know, 700 or 7,000 into 25. We've been doing this for a while, and you know, we've got our kids' college funds are taken care of. We do spend more money than we should. There's no doubt about that. And then we have to save, you know, 7 to 10 grand to buy the next load the next month, because we don't owe any money on what we have. All of our inventory is paid for. We don't have to take out loans. And then once a year, we also buy directly from Ford, like from Ford, not from a Ford dealership or a Ford distribution center. We buy from Ford their obsolete and overstock inventory. That's when it gets expensive. They send us a list of what they want to get rid of that year. And when I say obsolete, anything that's in their warehouse for more than 12 months becomes obsolete. Doesn't matter what it is, how old it is. It's all brand new stuff. None of it's used. And some of it is, you know, wiring harnesses and stuff, but some of it is, you know, like DVD headrest units, power boards, LED power folding extending mirrors, you know, Shelby rims and spoilers and stuff. Sometimes it's good stuff. That's when it gets expensive for us. That's when we buy stuff for 10 cents on the dollar of dealer cost. So when it reaches that point, they'll send us you know, a spreadsheet with $3 million in inventory, and we have to pay, you know, 10% of dealer cost. So we have to have cash for that, or we have to have it in the bank, because we have to write them a check, and that money's gone. Then we got to make that money back. So we'll do $3 million retail of Ford inventory, and you know, dealer cost will be $1.5 million, and we'll get it for 10 cents on the dollar of that. So we have to have $150,000 on hand to buy that inventory. But throughout the next 12 months, we sell that inventory on eBay. It's usually stuff that we can ship and sell. We sell on eBay, on the Ford F-150 forums, the Super Duty forums, the Facebook pages, and we just ship it. And we make good money on that. So that's what we do for a living. And if you're going to ask me, man, hook me up, where do you get those deals? Well, first of all, I'm not going to tell you my sources, because that's my sources. I can tell you how to obtain your own sources. what to look for, and how to go about, building those relationships. The guys that I buy from, we're on a friendly personal level now after 4 years, to where they know about my wife and kids, I know about theirs. We text and talk to each other, and whenever they have something they want to get rid of, they call me and I buy from them. They know what I'm paying, and I know about what they're charging. We don't never fluctuate much. They know I'm making good money, they're making their money back, and I don't nickel and dime them. I don't cherry pick. So if they have a trailer with 100 boxes on there, and there's 10 of them they're beat up so bad I can't resell them, I don't be like, you can keep those. I don't want those. Now take those off the total price. No, I just take the whole load, because it's simplifying their life. It's making their life. They don't have time for that. When they're running a warehouse distribution center, where they're moving, $5 million a month in inventory out the door to 10 semi trucks a day, my little peasant $7 to 10 grand to them is nothing. They'd rather throw that shit in the dumpster than have to deal with somebody up there haggling them, trying to get it from 7 grand to 5. They're either going to call the next person that just comes up there with cash, or they're going to throw that shit away. Because before I started buying from 2 or 3 of my current sellers that I buy in bulk from, they were literally throwing stuff in the dumpster because it wasn't worth their time to deal with the headache. So that's another piece of advice. Once you establish these contacts of these sellers that you can get a continual supply of inventory from, don't burn that bridge. Don't hassle them. Pay them up front. Don't make them come looking for money. And most importantly, don't be talking shit and telling everybody else about where you're getting these deals from, and then they're going to go harassing your seller, and he's going to cut you off for good. So the only people that know where I buy from is my wife and 2 or 3 good friends that I know will keep their mouth shut, and they've helped me go pick up inventory before when I didn't have a truck or trailer, or when I was over in West Texas and my wife couldn't go get it. She can't load 100 toolboxes by herself and get them back to the house. So I've got a couple of good friends I rely on for that. And but that's my business. That's the business that we run from home. Central Mississippi Accessories. You can find us on Facebook. We got a Facebook page. And people think, oh man, he sells dent and scratch toolboxes. He don't make no money. I make plenty of money doing that. I make plenty of money doing that with very minimal work. I work an hour or 2 a day doing it at this point. When I first get a new load in, let's say next Monday, let's say I get a new load next Monday, I'll spend 2 days straight, like 8 hours a day, unloading, cleaning them up, taking pictures, then going online, Googling the part number, researching retail prices, finding the dimensions, because people will need to know the dimensions, and I don't feel like going out and measuring every time, so I'll go ahead and look them up, find the dimensions, screenshot it, save it into a folder, so that way when I list these things on Facebook Marketplace, I can go ahead and list all that right there so people don't send me questions, which they still do. Dealing with Facebook customers is the worst. They're so retarded most of the time. But it's easy work, but now I've built up the reputation locally to where people call me and they know I'm the toolbox guy. I've been the toolbox guy for the past 4 years in my area. I've seen where people have tried to come in and compete with me. They can't compete with my prices because I buy in such bulk and sell at half retail. They can't compete with me, and my overhead is so low. Customers come over all the time, and I literally got these things lined up against the fence in my backyard, and I use my kid's 4-wheeler and a wagon to pull those suckers around and buy and sell. Just right around to the front in the driveway, and customers always ask, man, you need a store, you need to put these in a storefront somewhere. Why? I don't need to waste that money, which this listen to this because this is getting on to another point. Don't spend more than you need to make money. Would it be cool to have a storefront and a showroom and a place with a nice fancy desk and office and a big sign out front? Sure, that'd be cool. Waste of money for me. I don't need a storefront. I do plenty of business through social media, through Facebook, which costs me $0 to list on Facebook. So I don't have to pay any money. And my audience spreads further than any storefront, because what does everybody get on there and look around for when you're sitting at home not doing anything? When you're just sitting around at night or in the bathroom or waking up in the morning drinking your coffee or bullshitting at work, and you're like, man, I really need a toolbox for my truck. Or I browse around on Facebook Marketplace sometimes and don't even, no intentions to buy anything. I usually look for like toys for my kids, because I bought a huge box of Legos, like $2,000 worth of Legos for $100, because some kid grew out of them and he didn't even open most of the boxes. So I didn't go on there looking for Legos, but I saw them. So if somebody's scrolling through and they're looking in the tool section or the auto parts section and they see a brand new toolbox, they're like, well, I don't need one, but I'd love to have a brand new toolbox for half retail right now. I could use it. So a lot of my customers weren't even looking. Our Facebook page is our storefront. So whenever people are asking, man, what kind of stuff you got for a 14 model Z71? Instead of me naming off 100 different things that I have for sale, I tell them just go to my Facebook page, the business page, and scroll through there. Everything we have to our business is on that page. So, and that's what we do for a living. It's working out great for us. It's not slowing down anytime soon, so we're going to stick to that. My recommendation on what kind of business to start. Let's see. Man, we're already 17 and a half minutes into this video, so we're going to cut this one short. Basically, this just gave you an overview of what I do for a small business, what we do, and roundabout what we make from it. And the video is in no way of me bragging or boasting about what we make. I'm just trying to explain to people what to expect from a successful small business from home. There's businesses out there making 100 times what I make, so I'm not trying to say I'm some big baller, but we do good for the money we put in compared to the money we make. I'm okay with that. Our profit margin is higher than most people. Dollars spent versus dollars brought into the bank account, I feel good about about that margin right there. And I make these videos explaining to y'all to help y'all, and also I make more money off these videos. So I'm not going to bullshit y'all and tell y'all I'm just on here talking for half an hour just to make friends. I'm doing it to help y'all and to help myself, because I'm actually making a good income from YouTube right now. So I'd appreciate y'all if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell next to it so you get notified when I upload new videos. But we're going to turn this into a little bit of a series and see how people like it. Let's make the next video about what businesses to avoid and which ones I would get into if I had a certain amount of money. Let's say you have $1,000. Let's say you have $10,000. Let's say you have $50,000. Let's say you have $100,000. I'll name off different businesses that, from my opinion, from my experience, what I would do. Somebody that's not, I don't have a college education. I don't have business degrees. I'm not an engineering expert. I'm not science or math or anything. I'm just a regular dude that knows how to do it and knows how to hustle a little bit. So from a hustler standpoint, this is what I would do. Anyway, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all tune in for the next video.